Hello Year 1, I hope that everybody is doing really well today. Today in maths we are going to be continuing with fractions, but we are not learning about halves anymore. Today we are going to start learning about quarters and what they are. So before we start our lesson, please can you write the short date 20/05/2020 and the LI to find a quarter of a shape. Pause the video to complete this. Now, before we start the main part of our lesson, here we have a recap of some of our learning. There are 8 turtles. They get into 2 groups. How many turtles will there be in each group? Write 2 number sentences to describe the array. The orange weighs how many cubes? And find the total of 10 and 3. Remember, that means that we are adding. Here are the answers. There will be 4 turtles in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done if you got that correct. The array number sentences are 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 equals 8. So you're adding 2's or adding 4's. 4 add 4 equals 8. Well done if you got that correct. The orange weighs 5 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that the orange weighs 5 cubes because the balance is equal. That means that the weight is the same on both sides. And find the total of 10 and 3. Remember, that means the same as 10 add 3 and it equals 13. Well done if you got those correct, Year 1. What is a half and how many equal parts do you get when you cut an object in half? Pause the video and talk to your adult. The answers are: a half is a fraction. You split an object or amount into 2 equal parts. So we have 2 equal parts when we cut an object in half. Has this been cut in half? No, it hasn't been cut in half properly because there are not 2 equal parts. There are 2 parts, but we can see that this side is a lot bigger than this side, so they are not equal, they are not in halves. What is a quarter? A quarter is a fraction with 4 equal parts. So we've split our circle into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that it is split into quarters. 1 quarter is one of the 4 parts. So this blue bit on its own is 1 quarter. This part is 1 quarter. This part is 1 quarter. And this part is 1 quarter. Is this half? We can see that it is half because it is split down the middle and the 2 parts are equal. Now, can you make this button and this donut into 2 halves? Can you draw the line? You should have it looking like this. So we can have 2 parts and they are equal. 1 half and another half, 1 half and another half. Remember, it is still correct if you had your line going from the top to the bottom rather than the sides. This shows each object split into half because they both have 2 equal pieces. Now, how do we find a quarter? When you split something into quarters, you get 4 equal parts. So I just drew another line. And you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal quarters. Now, can you make the button and the donut into quarters with 4 equal parts? You have to draw another line. Pause the video to complete this. And they should look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see that our parts are equal and the same size. Here we have 4 equal pieces on each of our objects. One of those pieces is called a quarter. These shapes have been split in half and now I'm going to try to quarter them. But can they be split into quarters? Is this heart now split properly into quarters? Remember, they need to be equal. It is not equal, so this has not been split into equal quarters. Is my square now split into quarters? Yes, because each part is equal. And has my arrow been split into quarters? No, they are not equal because this part is a lot bigger than this part. They are not equal, so it is not in quarters. Now we can also show quarters in different ways. So this is one way that you can show quarters of a square. This is another way that you can show quarters in a square, and another way that you can show quarters in a square. So that they all show quarters because they might look different, but they are split in ways that each part is the same size. Now here is an activity for everybody. Can you sort these images over here into whether they are showing halves or quarters? Pause the video to complete this activity. And now can you colour a quarter of each of these shapes? Remember, just one quarter. Which shapes show one quarter? Some of them don't. And show a quarter in 4 different ways, so you have to draw your lines. And here is your extension activity. Is Timmy correct? He says, my shape shows quarters because it has 4 parts. Is Timmy correct? The answer is, Timmy has split his square into 4 unequal parts, so they are not quarters. Well done if you got it correct. Remember to send your work to the Year 1 email address so that we can see what you've been doing at home. I hope you all have a lovely day.